All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'd like to call to order the City of Lawrenceburg Board of Works meeting tonight, December 19th, 2022. If I could get a roll call, Mr. Petty.
Board Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
City Attorney Dale Wilton.
Here.
President Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, any announcements for this meeting, guys?
I haven't
had
done.
none.
You guys? I don't have anything for this meeting, but I'll entertain a motion then to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
So moved.
I'll second it, Mayor.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business, Mr. Todd, Tanners Creek Geophysical Study.
Yes, sir. I know that's a mouthful. And that's in regards to the checking the depth of the settlement. We're actually applying for some grants to pay for that dredging up-and-coming job. Part of the requirements for us to go back and redetermine how much has moved or stacked up over the last 3 years or 4 years from the last geo. So this pricing, what pricing you have in your packet?
I don't know if we got any pricing on this.
Yeah, there should be.
6575?
Yeah, that's the latest and greatest.
First one from Atlas.
Correct. So that is the latest and greatest.
But that includes a boat rental, which they won't need.
Was there?
No, they will
Oh,
need.
I do remember that, Mayor.
Yes.
Okay.
You're probably thinking of we just did some testing of the material
Right after the-
we supplied the boat
Yep.
for.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got that. I'm just,
Oh, this is for the, okay.
yeah.
didn't see the,
Do we have a baseline from 3 years ago on that?
We do. We actually had the geophysics done before the last dredging.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
19 though, right?
19, yes. Well, we had one done after it also when we first talked about dredging from the mouth all the way to the ramp. Yeah. So that would have been in 20 even, that last one, I believe.
I don't remember dredging in our administration.
We haven't dredged, no,
Okay.
just did the study.
study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did study and then we were going to do it and kind of held off to see if we
Correct.
could get a grant.
because they were going to
Yeah.
DNR.
Yes, correct.
The only question I have into that is on the first page, I believe it is, just following along, it says scope of work, it says Phase A. It mentions something about indicated in Appendix 1. Am I missing that? 'Cause
It should
says
be-
assess depth of the creek bottom for
Yeah.
approximately 21 acres.
It should be in an exhibit in your packet.
I seen Exhibit A, but I didn't see that. And that's
What is
why,
it called? Exhibit 1, right?
yes. I didn't know if it was a map showing of the area or something.
It is an
21
exhibit.
acres.
Yeah, it is an exhibit.
Okay, I did not find that, which is not a big deal, but that's the only thing I didn't see.
And we'll be able to get that to you. And basically what it shows, Tommy, is from the mouth of the creek all the way up past the ramp.
That's
second ramp.
The scope of the project.
So how far does it go past the second ramp? Does it
Oh,
go
probably about,
in?
yeah, probably about 40 yards, 50 yards.
Okay.
Yeah, from the dock.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Heading up creek, so to speak.
correct.
Yes, gotcha. Okay.
I think we talked about this, guys. The intent is we got to have a grant application in by the 15th of January
Correct.
to IDNR. And they will then give us up to $100,000 for each phase of dredging we're doing. So if we do it in 4 phases, which I think we're going to try to get that in 4 different phases, it would be up to $400,000.
Could we do it in 6 phases?
So 10?
Can we do 10 phases?
We were trying to work.
We
towards
tried.
that.
That's simple government work here.
Yeah.
Now, one question I would have, Mario, would they start from the mouth of the river and work backwards, or how did they do that?
We would probably start upstream.
And then go to the river?
Correct. Correct.
Do you think we'll have this done by boating season?
No.
No.
Not the dredging.
I
Getting
doubt
pretty shallow at the
Oh,
mouth,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
that. Yes, I believe when I went out with Chief Tremaine, it was like 5 foot in that area.
Oh, I didn't think it was that deep.
Yeah. It varies. It kind of cleans itself out on a heavy tournament weekend with 100 and some bass boats.
Yeah.
It almost takes 2 foot, 3 foot out,
Oh, that's great.
which is not a good thing if you hear the bass fishermen say.
Well,
And this number is not to exceed number.
okay,
They're hoping to be, per this email, which I'll share with you, they're hoping to be, quite a bit less.
and are they able, did they, I didn't read in here when they might be able to start to get this piece done?
If you sign, they'll probably start within, right after the holiday, after the first year. If there's no ice on the,
Yeah. Right. Okay, guys, what's your, any questions?
I have no more, Mayor.
I have none.
Okay.
As long as I can get a look at that exhibit, which is not a big deal, I'm good. We all know it's something that definitely needs to be done. I'm glad we stepped back and looked at it again before we went and did something we didn't want to do.
Right.
I think it's the right way to go about this myself.
Okay, all right, then, when I'll entertain a motion to approve the Tanners Creek geophysical study at a not-to-exceed number of $56,575.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second,
All second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next one is a change order for Bilby Road Phase 2.
yes, Your Honor, it's a small change order, and there's correction in the numbers. I think the sheet you have shows 3284, that's
Yes.
3,284. It's actually $100 less than that,
Oh, great.
which would make it, of course, 3184. And that's a result of the riprap. It says one each, 200 equals 300. Delete the 300 and just use the 200.
I won't do that.
Okay, got you. All right. So the new contract amount would be $864,922.87.
Correct.
And this was part of the last year's community crossings,
Correct.
what we used it for.
For Phase 2 of Bilby Road, correct.
Right, but what, with this change order, number one, the riprap is something that we wanted to do, correct?
Well, it's actually part of the pay item. There just weren't enough quantities in
Okay.
in the spec.
Gotcha. And the other one was an unforeseen that was not in the bid, which is.
Right, there was no quantities at all for the temporary striping.
Okay. All right, any other questions?
I had none.
If not, entertain a motion to pay the change order on the Bilby Road Phase 2 of $3,184.
So moved.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bird netting for city garage, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor. This is, I don't know if you've visited the city garage over the last 2 years. We've got a roosting problem with the birds. And the guys, they've ready to lynch me over the last probably 4 or 5 years, but we've had issues of trying to getting the netting in place there. Everything but getting the right material that pass all the fire codes to elevations that had to be to pass fire codes, because it is a sprinkled, conditioned area. As you see, the pricing, we've got 2 that responded.
Okay. One for 41, one for 37,
Correct.
and both of them cover the same scope of work?
Identical,
Yes.
That's what I read anyway.
yeah.
Okay, what's your recommendation?
Would be Maxwell, the low bidder, or low quote at 37,000.
Okay, questions from you guys?
I have none, Mayor.
I have none.
All right, well, I'd entertain a motion to go into contract for the bird netting at the city garage with Maxwell Construction at a cost of $37,000.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second,
All second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And they're looking to proceed, starting order tomorrow, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Mr. Weldon, 2023 County EMS contract.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please, the Board of Public Works and Safety, you have in your packets 2023 contract for emergency medical services. This is a contract you do every year between the county and our EMS department. This year, the compensation for the calendar year 2023 will be $100,000. I know that number has changed a little bit, and it's based on the runs and the compensation and the way that the county contracts with other entities too. So Mr. Clark negotiated this agreement in terms of the agreement and feels that this is the best position for EMS and for the city. It would ask us to consider passing this tonight, and we'll pass it on to the county for approval.
Questions, guys? It's something we do every year
Yes.
Yes.
I have none, Mayor.
for our
None.
services. Okay. If no questions, I'll entertain a motion to enter into the 2023 county EMS contract with Dearborn County.
So moved.
Second,
I'll second it, Mayor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, guys, I've got employment contracts. These are the contracted employees that on a year-to-year contract. These do not include Mr. Kennett and Mr. Hunter Klump. We'll do those at USB. But these, and I would, if there's no objections or anything, I'd like to do these all in one packet, if we
fine.
could. And that would be the, let me read them off real quick though, that would be for, Mr. Mike Abden, Guinevere Bunchbach, Jenny Felix, Tim Lutz, Judy McAdams, Brian Messmore, and Richard Richardson, and Bryson Walkie. If there's any discussion regarding those folks? If not, I would ask you to approve those employment contracts in the one packet, if I can get a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept those contracts mentioned.
Second,
I'll second it, Mayor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, thanks. I think, Mr. Fetty, you need to sign these.
Yes, no, I think I already signed those,
Did you sign them?
I think I
I'm
did.
sorry.
for sure. Maybe I need to sign those.
Maybe you
Are we sure or not sure?
need He's signing them. Okay, I have no other new business for this meeting, guys, nor old business. Anything you guys have?
I have nothing.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So move, Mayor.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, guys. All right, next meeting I'd like to call to order would be City Lawrenceburg Park and Recreation Committee for December 19th, 2022. Roll call, Mr. Fetty.
Board Member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board Member Justin Oppert.
Sir.
Board Member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Board Member Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Board Member Brett Bondurant.
Sir.
City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, no announcements for the Parks meeting tonight, unless any of yous have anything. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Tony, second?
So-
Second.
Lenny? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. For this particular meeting, I have no new or old business. Either, any of you folks have anything on this one?
I was just gonna mention, I was talking to Mr. Abden regarding the skating rink over there, and it's been busy. It's been a
Yes.
busy place,
Pretty busy.
so we've heard, hearing a lot of good
Yeah.
feedback on that again this year.
I think we can turn the chiller off this weekend. It might be able to do itself.
Yep.
Save that electric.
It's gonna be pretty cold.
I don't think it's going to be very busy
Yeah,
over
well,
Christmas.
probably not. It gets pretty cold, doesn't it?
Once it gets cold, they kind of stay home.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay, thanks, Justin. Yeah, you're right. If no other new or old business for this particular meeting, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Next meeting I'd like to call to order is Lawrence, City of Lawrenceburg Utility Board meeting for December the 19th, 2022. Roll call, Mr. Fetty.
We got board member Tony Abbott,
Here.
board member Justin Noppert,
Yes, sir.
board member Tommy Roulette,
Present.
board member Lenny Fryman,
Here.
board member Brett Bondurant,
Yes, sir.
city attorney Dale Weldon,
Here.
president Kelly Malone,
Here.
and myself.
Okay, any announcements?
Oh, and utility director Billy Kennett.
Yeah, no,
Hey, that's, sorry about that, Billy.
The disguise.
I didn't do it on purpose.
This is his
The
meeting.
disrespect, Bill.
I'll ask you, Billy, any announcements?
Yeah, I do have a couple. We had a pole hit this morning on US 50 right in front of Central Elementary. We've had a lane closure there on 50. We apologize for that. This is a very important pole for our system. It has transmission and distribution. We had to call a crew in to help us replace that pole, and that pole's just got a lot of stuff on it. So they was able to set the new pole and put the transmission on tonight, and then very wisely, Eric called it a night because it's just too dangerous to work on that stuff during the nighttime. So we'll reconvene tomorrow. The transmission is all transferred to the new pole. The distribution, it has distribution, it has underground on it. There's just a lot of stuff on that pole, and they'll work on that tomorrow during the day. So there'll be another lane closure tomorrow for that. So again, we apologize for the inconvenience. It's just we have to block that lane to work safely on that. Second announcement, we received a real nice letter from New Smyrna Beach where we did the mutual aid. We sent a crew down to work on the hurricane. One of the things I thought was really interesting that they put in this letter, it says, at the peak of the hurricane, 91% of their utility customers were without power. However, thanks to the hard work of the crew supporting the overall effort, majority of our priority feeders and other critical facilities were restored within the first 24 hours after the hurricane left the territory. That's just phenomenal. And said next, we were able to restore power to 97% of all those affected customers within 72 hours. And so the letter was thanking everybody that came to their aid and helped them out. So I thought that was a very cool letter that they took the time to write that for us. That's all I have in announcements.
No announcements, brother. All right, if no other announcements, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So move.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. New business, Director Kennett, AMI metering system, purchase 1 spare data collector and 3 additional data repeaters.
Yeah, so what this is for is the Tantalus metering system. You probably remember they did what they call a topo study where they was looking at the hills and how the radio signal would carry in between the meters and the data collectors. We did a optimization last month, and through that optimization, it's recommended that we purchase 1 spare data collector and then 3 additional data repeaters. The data collectors, they're like the servers, and they're on poles out in strategic areas. We ended up using one. We used our spare, and we had to put it down in the US 50 range just because of the topographic, the way things were set up down there. So we used our spare. So we're asking to purchase another spare just so we have it on the shelf. So in case one of those gateway collectors goes down, we'll have additional. The same thing with the data repeaters. We've got just a couple of areas that are problems as far as getting the signal out from the meter. And so, we need 2 additional data repeaters and then, to purchase a spare. So that's what this proposal's for.
Any questions from?
The only question I have, you said you got 1 and 3, but when you look at the actual
Yeah.
bill, it says 5 of the collectors and 7 of the repeaters. Am I reading that right?
Yep.
No,
Quantity.
if you look over at the quantity,
That's where I was looking, I'm sorry.
yeah, the one I have here says 1 and 3.
Okay, we have 5 and 7.
We have
on
5
ours.
and
Yeah.
7.
5 and 7.
Yeah, that's,
So is it the one at 3,800? Is that the
I
same?
don't know
you-
how that happened.
I
Bill?
don't either.
That's gotta be my mistake. Yeah, that's my mistake.
That was your wish list.
I
So it's just
included
1
them
and
all. Yeah, sorry about that.
1 at 3,800?
So the one gateway collector is 4,850, and the 3 repeaters are 1,125
A piece?
apiece. And so that's for a total of 5,975.
Well, how much was your repeater?
$1,125
Yeah,
a piece.
they're 300, I'm sorry, Kelly, they're
Oh.
375 each.
Got it.
Yeah, because
For
our,
a total of 1,100.
That's a quantity discount
Yeah.
we're seeing reflected there probably as well.
it has to be, because that's not even close.
Yeah,
to
ours
the
says
numbers.
5 at 3,800 apiece and 7 at 325 apiece, so that might have been a different
Yeah.
quote.
So the total's 5,975?
Yeah, yeah.
What is it again, Mayor?
5,975.
My apologies.
No, that's fine.
That sounds better than 21,000.
I
Yeah.
absolutely picked the wrong.
Yeah.
We like those mistakes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. We like that.
Okay, any questions, guys? Thanks, Tommy.
No problem, Mayor.
If none, I would entertain a motion to approve the purchase of the 1 collector and the 3 repeaters at a total cost of $5,975.
I'll move, Your Honor.
Second,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item, employment contracts. These are, I'd like to bring before you is one for Director Kennett and one for Mr. Clump, the accountant. And any questions, comments, whatever? Either one of those? If not, I'd like to approve those as one, if I could.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
Second, Lenny? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. Any other new business, Billy?
No, sir.
Old business, it looks like you got the purchase of the Neptune water meters?
Yeah, so this is a matter of supply chain issue. We originally was going to award the 1.5 inch and less to Deal, and we was going to go with the 2 inch and above with Neptune. We've had one heck of a time getting meters from Deal. So we just got an allotment of 1 inch meters in, it was either last week or 2 weeks ago. And they've told us that there's no end in sight on these, 1.5 inch meters. So they've told us to go to Neptune to buy those meters. So, we asked, Utility Supply, which is our Neptune manufacturer's rep, to give us a quote on 60 of the 1.5 inch. And the unit price was $818.57. And it comes out to a total of $49,114.20. So we're asking for permission to go ahead and buy the Neptune meters. They're saying delivery will probably be sometime in May.
Mackie?
You don't know the delta between that and what we had originally approved on the
Yes, sir.
other 60 meter. I know they're almost doubled in cost, haven't they?
Yeah, so the bid proposal we had from Deal was $515 each.
Yep.
This is $818, so the delta there,
300
Eight-
apiece approximately,
Yep.
18 grand.
yes, $21,000. Now, on the good side of that, by splitting up that deal in Neptune order, we saved almost $300,000 by doing it the way we did it. Now it's kind of coming back on us here, and it's costing us a delta of 21,000, because we couldn't get the 1.5 meters from deal, but still we feel very comfortable about, we know that Neptune meter's a high quality meter. We just went with the deal because we felt like that was a high quality meter, at a lesser price. Just didn't work out on the 1.5.
They can't deliver.
Yeah.
Any other questions? If not, then I'll entertain a motion to allow Director Kennett to purchase the Neptune 1.5 inch water meters. At a total of 60 of them for a total of $49,114.20.
So moved.
Second,
Second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Anything else, Mr. Kennett?
That's all I have, sir.
If so, then I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right.
There's all them.
Next meeting I'd like to call to order is,
I was just gonna say, it looked like we had a bunch of transformers out there when it was, what is that called, where you got the Megatrons and all that? Where them guys transformer.
It's
Jurassic
Looked
transformer.
like we had transformers out there today.
you
where
mean Jurassic Park?
No, where the guy looked like.
Where he was going with
guys
that,
all
but-
like
Okay.
cars and they look
I'm going to
like
call to
cars.
order the City of Lawrenceburg Council meeting for tonight, December 19th, 2022. Everybody rise for the pledge.
Oh, boy.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will not be revisiting the previous comment.
No, we not.
Like we'll get it one day.
Mr. Fetty, can we get a roll call?
All right, Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Oppert.
Sir.
Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Here.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
City Attorney Dale Willem.
Here.
Mayor Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, yeah, at 6:30, we have to pause for a public hearing on the additional appropriations, but we can get through announcements if you'd like. Board reports, streets, alleys, and curbs for the downtown area. Mr. Abbott.
We're all good, but there is one question I have. The railroad tunnel on Front Street up to High Street, it's got a lot of cracks in it. I mean, are those structurally,
I'd say it's sound. You're talking about the drive-through tunnel?
yeah, should we have somebody look at that?
We can.
It's right at some of the supports are all the way down to the ground and stuff, so
Just
I didn't,
drive under it.
Go around. Now, that thing is.
Run real fast.
It's got like number 6 rebar in it. I mean. that
Okay,
thing is
well.
A cage.
I mean, we can get a structural guy to come out and take a look.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the
That's-
wish.
well, it-
Everybody feel better.
if you guys think so. I mean, there's some cracks in it.
Nope, not a
Or
problem.
we'll make it happen.
Not a problem.
Yep.
All right,
Yep. Anything else?
that's it for me.
Streets, alleys, and curbs up on the hill there, Mr.
All good, Mayor. Thank you.
Finance, Mr. Bondurant.
Nothing, sir.
Parks and Playgrounds, Mr. Noppert.
Nothing else, sir.
Fire Department, Mr. Roulette.
No report, Mayor.
Okay, I've just got a couple of announcements we'll get through before we pause. Don't forget February 9th, 10th, afternoon, and the next day will be the council retreat. What I'm asking for is for you guys to get me in your topics for discussion. I've got a set of topics, but like last year, I'd like to get your topics as well before the, I don't know, if you could do it before the end of the year, before we leave for New Year's, that would be great. Get them to Guinevere. Billy, you'll be giving your update like you did the last time. Bryson will be giving an update on IT. I think has she sent out the dates to everybody,
Yeah.
save the date?
Just the dates, yep.
Just to council though first, or has she sent those out to you guys already? Well, then everybody that's, will need to be there has probably gotten,
Yeah.
the save the date, okay. But I'll need your council retreat topics by the end of the year if you could. The only other things I want to add before we pause is, we're gonna meet tomorrow. We're gonna open up a cold weather shelter for this weekend, down at the Boy Scout, cabin down here at the end of High Street. I got a meeting set for tomorrow, and we will announce that in social media tomorrow afternoon. And we'll start that on Thursday morning of this week and end it on Tuesday morning of next week.
Will that be 24 hours, Mayor?
I'm sorry?
Will that be 24 hours?
Yes, open 24 hours.
We're gonna keep it unmanned, but just have the police check in on it?
Like,
regularly?
yes, yeah, and we'll have cots in there and stuff, and, yeah.
So Thursday, so can you repeat those dates again?
Thursday morning, we'll start Thursday morning at 8 o'clock to Tuesday morning at 8 o'clock.
Is it supposed to start warming up?
Yeah, next week's supposed to get back in the 40s and 50s.
The 22nd through the 27th, okay.
Yes. I will be able to share that on social media tomorrow afternoon. So.
Yeah, be great.
Okay, I'd like to pause this meeting at 6:30, and open up a public hearing for additional appropriations, additional/reduction appropriations. I believe these were advertised, Mr. Fetty.
That is
and-
correct.
And such, and you guys have copies. I'll open it up to the public or council for comments.
This would be, just a couple things, this would be ordinance 1520-22. Once again, you see the
What is it,
appropriation.
15?
15, yes. And you see the reductions there. So if you have any questions, let me know on any of them. I got the details, any of the line items that you would need if you need any information.
I've had my questions answered already. Thank you very much. You and Brittany, that is.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any comments about the additional appropriation? This is something we do twice a year to make sure that the budget is zeroed out by the end of the year. But we do it twice a year, once in June, approximately June, and then once in December. Okay. I'll note then it's 6:33, and we will now call the City of Lawrenceburg Council meeting back to order. And what I'd like to do now is approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Wait,
Aye.
Shouldn't we have got a vote on that before you closed that?
No, we do it in the council meeting. We have to do it in a public meeting.
Okay.
On the appropriations?
Yeah, you do the public hearing, close it, and then we'll vote to approve them separately, not in the hearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking if it didn't pass, then you have to
Then we-
say it during that reading, but I guess it's,
Only if it's, well, the ordinance would have to pass unanimously,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And then if it not, then we'd have to do a second and third reading. I think that's how we've done it always in the past.
yeah, but we would, of course, this were time
Oh,
limit
I
and
get
stuff
it.
like that, so it's one of those things where I was told that basically, if it is not unanimous, then we need to reschedule
Yep.
ASAP, like
'Cause we have to have a
tomorrow or
second
the next
reading.
day,
We will.
so,
Good
but,
point, real good point.
okay.
And the public hearing is just for public commentary,
Public
our
input.
discussion, that's why we closed out of it, so it's perfect, we're doing it
All right.
right.
Okay, well, thank you for that. New business, well, we're right to where you want to go there, Mark.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Okay,
Did we get the minutes?
yes, we did.
Okay. Just
Yep.
want to make sure.
Yeah.
Getting behind myself.
Yeah. Okay, what I'd like to do now, though, is entertain a motion to, we have to approve ordinance number 15-2022, which is the additional appropriation and reduction ordinance. And we will approve this tonight upon first reading, as long as it's unanimous.
Yes.
Any questions?
So if it's not unanimous, that's another meeting for Mark.
For all of us,
For all of
Yeah.
us.
All of us.
All of us.
Oh, I thought it'd just be Mark.
Nope. Nope.
Or Mark.
Moving on.
Okay, any questions?
No.
If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance 15-2022 then.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. I think we're good, Mr. Fetty.
Good. Thanks.
Motion carries.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, next one is the investment resolution. Mr. Fetty, what resolution number, please?
This will be resolution number 5
Okay.
dash 2022. And once again, every 2 years, we do this resolution. It just allows us to invest in other investment companies outside of just the local banks right here. Like I said, it's something you did 2 years ago, and it's the same reading. Basically, it was drawn up by Baker Tilly, so it's like I said, it's nothing new. Any questions or anything on it?
I don't have any.
I mean, it just gives us the ability to shop around a little bit.
Yes.
more. I mean, rates
Yes,
are
to get
great
better
right
rates,
now.
which we do definitely take advantage of this.
Yeah.
Because we do.
Good.
We
right now.
find some pretty good rates in some other avenues out there. But, and keep in mind, you know, both these are the FDIC and PDIF insured, so it's nothing different than any of the local banks.
Yeah, it's highly,
Safety.
highly protected, and just, you guys wear so many hats, but this is yet another hat. You guys are the fiscal body of the city. You're also the investment body. Mark is our investment officer as our fiscal agent, so this is empowering Mark through the statute, and it matches exactly with the statutory structure in Indiana, so.
He's not out investing in like Bitcoin or anything, right?
You might be.
No.
You
He
might
did go to the Bahamas for some reason. I don't know. All right.
We're keeping a close eye on you.
I know.
No Bitcoin.
Any other to add to that, Mark?
No.
Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution number 5-2022.
So move, Mayor.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next one, Mr. Fetty, is our ordinance for investment of public funds.
All right, this one's gonna be 16-2022.
Okay.
Once again, this right here is done every 4 years, so I'm not sure that you guys have done this right here, but what this allows us to do, which we're really, you know, not taking advantage of right now because it just hasn't fit our portfolio that we want over there, but allows us to invest into different CDs and different things up to 5 years, from 2 to 5 years. Once again, there's limitations on it. You're only allowed a certain percent to be able to invest it in that. Also, with this ordinance right here, it also, you know, you're adopting the investment policy for the city of Lawrenceburg. That's part of this ordinance. Once again, if you probably had a chance to read through it, but once again, it's all about safety and make sure the investment's done properly and basically everybody's informed, knowing what's going on. So, any other questions with that ordinance?
Questions? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 16-2022 at the first reading and for approval tonight, as long as it is unanimous.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Brett, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, guys. All right, next item is 2023 encumbrances. You'll find a list, and I'll let Mr. Fetty explain more
Well,
to it, but
I apologize. I should have handed these out before the meeting.
do you have an additional one?
I'm gonna blame it on Mario, because Mario brought some invoices over today, and Brittany, you know how she is, she gets on them right away, so there's a difference in probably 3 of those.
Okay.
The 3 that's gonna be a difference is gonna be the American Structure Point with Dowdy Road. We got Moffett and Nickel with the riverfront development, and HWC with the crosswalk project. The total amount that we're gonna encumber, and once again, any question with these encumbrances, these are things that we basically appropriated or budgeted for this year. They're under contract. That's the only thing that we're allowed to take into the next year is things that are under contract right here. So the new total is gonna be $3,298,054.94. And I got a copy for you right here that I was supposed to hand out to you.
Okay,
Brittany's
so,
gonna be upset I didn't.
What's
hand
that
you
new number? 32980594?
$3,298,054.94.
So you just paid some of those invoices this year,
Just
so.
today. I
Yeah.
signed
We're not
some
gonna
today.
encumber as much.
Yes.
For next year.
Yes.
correct.
Got it.
And those, the one, the three were, again, American Structure Point for
Dowdy Road.
Dowdy Road, got it. What was
Yep,
the
that's
other one?
about the seventh one down, then about two after that is Moffett and Nickel with the Riverfront Development.
Got it.
And I'll give you this copy too, Tommy.
I'm just marking this.
And Crosswalk Project, HWC Engineering with the Crosswalk Project.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to get a motion to approve the 2023, any other comments about that? I'm sorry. I'd like to get a motion then to approve the 2023 encumbrances, if I could.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, I've got a couple things under my name, a couple good things. I get some positive stuff tonight. The first thing I'd like to do is give credit where credit's due, and council, we have X number of dollars left in our ARPA funds. Those were the funds that were handed down from the federal government to the state government down to municipalities, and we had been using those funds to really get back to the community, whether it was during utilities or back when we had COVID and we had the grant fund for small businesses. We have X number of dollars left. I don't know the exact amount, a little bit north of 300,000, I think. And council has decided, and Mr. Fetty's in agreement, and Mr. Kennedy is, because he knows he's gonna get paid. But we're gonna do another utility forgiveness for all residential customers, based upon the same criteria as always been, for the month of January. So your January bill will be at a 0, so it'll be for December's usage. And I commend council for, if they approve that tonight, for bringing it to my attention and making this thing happen. It's the best way we can give back to the greater number of people in the community. And we just feel it's a good use of unbudgeted funds, and that these are funds that, by the way, that everybody knows were not budgeted. They were grant funds that we did not expect. And so we just want to make sure that we're passing it on wherever we can. So, any questions?
I have none, but I would like to say and just remind landlords, please pass the savings on to the renters.
Yes.
Good point.
And we make that in our, there will be a press release going out later tonight after, if this gets approved, but that, it'll mention that as well, and we do encourage that. What I also want to remind people is, you know, we've been able to do this, 3 times now, I think, for our residents. We can't guarantee any more than this. We don't have any other, this is the end of those grant funds. But we felt it was necessary for us to share it with our residents, so. Questions from you guys, comments? We'll have it out on social media and such, starting tonight, later, and things like that, but if not, I entertain a motion to approve the utility forgiveness for the month of January, using our remaining ARPA funds.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys. Good thing. Next thing, though, this is another good thing. I was, I believe in 2017, I think is.
17 's
football
correct.
team.
Was
Football
it 17
team.
or 16?
17.
Was it?
17.
Football team went to the state finals, and we, the city, agreed to pay for 50% of their, the cost of the state championship runner-up rings. what I'm bringing before you tonight is an ask to do the same thing this time. It's close to a total of, I think it was around $9,000. That's give or take, but it would be, that's about 50% of what it's gonna cost this year. I think there's the rings cost $200. I think each one of the young men and women, cheerleaders included, and managers are gonna pay $30 of their ring. The rings cost approximately, like I said, $200. I think they have to buy 110 rings. So I think the total's around 18 grand and something. So what I'm asking you is if you guys have any interest and help them participate on that, or how you want to go about it, or if you want to go about it. I'm open for discussion.
I think it's a good idea. I think the boys, we could be proud of Lawrenceburg for them to get there. I'm all for it.
Anyone else? Well, then I'd entertain a motion to, I'm gonna throw 50% out there, but I'm gonna entertain a motion to approve 50% of the state runner-up football rings paid by the city.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we may have enough ARPA funds left out of that grant money to pay that, so.
I thought maybe we could take it out of council's money.
Do you have it?
No. I keep trying to get it, but
Hey, he just asked for appropriations. We'd be in the red.
I could have helped payment from council in December. Why'd you remind me, Tom?
There you go.
sorry, Mark.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you, and we'll let the school know as well. And they'll
Very
be
proud of
very
you.
appreciative.
Thank you as well, Mayor, for bringing it up.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, next, Mr. Weldon, TIF resolution.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Please, the Common Council for the City of Lawrenceburg, what you have is what's going to be the final document in the process of expanding the traditional TIF area in the City of Lawrenceburg. So this is a resolution, and I'll just read the title: Common Council, City of Lawrenceburg, Resolution of Common Council of the City of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, approving the creation of the Business Corridor Economic Development Area and Allocation Area. What you have is the proposed resolution, and attached to that resolution is the declaratory resolution, the first resolution that was passed by the Redevelopment Commission on November 14th, I believe. And then attached to that is the Economic Development Plan. So what does this mean? So in general, the process is a lengthy one. I can tell you that the first meeting is to pass the declaratory resolution, kind of establishing the boundaries of the economic development district, and then the allocation areas within that district. So you'll see a whole list of parcel numbers. You'll see a map attached to this. Redevelopment passes that declaratory resolution first, and then it goes to the Advisory Plan Commission. They voted to approve that. And then it goes to City Council, who will vote as well on the issue. And then tomorrow, we have another meeting, the final meeting, which is called the confirmatory resolution. That will be in front of the Redevelopment Commission tomorrow. That's been published and advertised. In the process of this, there's been an economic impact study done by our accountants. That's been published. That's been sent to what are called the overlapping units, any units affected by the TIF. But what this boils down to is we've had for many years a TIF district in the downtown. This expands it out to Route 50. So if you imagine kind of what Greendale's been able to do and capture in their corridor, we want to focus now on what we can accomplish similar to them on 50. So downtown, we focus on restoring our beautiful historic residential structures, making our beautiful historic storefronts into viable and thriving businesses. Now it's time, I think, to look toward, can we engage some bigger clientele? Can we engage some industrial employers, people who bring jobs and tax revenue and base to the city in a way that's competitive? I think Lawrenceburg has established itself as a regional and national destination for businesses. This allows the Redevelopment Commission to establish a revenue stream where they can capture, again, just the incremental tax of property's worth this much, then redevelopment gets involved, a business gets added, now it's worth this much, we're just talking about the difference, the incremental increase. Then they can take that money and invest into the next thing. And then if that grows, they invest into the next thing. So, but it is, I think, appropriate that the Plan Commission sees it. I talked to them today, look, you guys are in charge of our master plan. So you're involved because now you want to see, does this match up with our master plan? Then obviously Common Council representing the will of the people as elected officials, determining whether or not this is what's best for the city. Of course, this is a redevelopment project, so it's not necessarily that you're saying we're engaging this process. You're just saying, you know, whether or not you believe that it's appropriate that redevelopment is taking these steps.
And Dale, just for clarification, this includes some of the new construction from this prior calendar year as well, correct?
Yep, it's a great question, Mr. Bondurant. So this backdates to January 1st of this year. Captures any growth that we've had this calendar year and moving forward.
Questions, guys?
I just want to make a comment that anyone who is interested in how this works, I mean, I know that Reedy had done a presentation last week on this, which is open to the public at their meetings, and it is very informative. I mean, this is an economic stream that we would not otherwise capture without taking advantage of this.
Good point.
Stuff.
Great point. It's how most projects get done in most cities.
With very little to minimal impact on the overlapping units.
Yes,
That's the key part.
yes, you're exactly right. Thank you for that. Any other questions or comments? Need a vote on this here?
What number?
I think it's number 6.
Okay.
Number 6.
Yeah, that's what I have. Okay, what I entertain is a motion to approve resolution number 6-2022.
I'll move, Your Honor.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, guys. Okay, next one is 70 East High LRC resolution.
Thank you, Your Honor. If it pleases Common Council and Your Honor, we've got a joint resolution. First thing I'll note right off the bat, Mark, I apologize. I didn't put 2 sections for the resolution. If you could just write 2022-7 under theirs and then put in parens city so they know it's
Okay.
2. Sorry about that.
Okay.
But this is a joint resolution. So we have property on 70 East High Street. It's the property next to Votal's law office. It's where there's actually another law office there. Some folks bought it, are moving in there. They're gonna have a business downstairs. The back of that property is not a direct rectangle. Our property that we own, that's the back of the Short Street property, runs a little farther than what would be an exact perfect property line. So it bumps into that property, exactly even running north and south on the east side of that property. So taking that chunk and merging it with this parcel would make that property line even and our property line even. However, it is very difficult to transfer property from the city to anyone for any reason. And it's set up that way on purpose, I suppose, but the only way that it really made sense, in this project originated with redevelopment, so the only way it really made sense to give someone property that belongs to the city would be to do it jointly with redevelopment. So the net impact of this project would be, these folks approached Mr. Messmore. They said, we're gonna live up top, business and bottom, which is what we really want, right? That's what we want with all the properties that we can get. And as the incentive, instead of giving you money, we're gonna give you this strip of property, but only if the city agrees to allow that to happen. So basically, it's the city giving it to redevelopment, who's giving it to the owners of 70 East High. We're just merging all the steps, but only if everyone agrees, redevelopment and Common Council. I believe this is legally appropriate, and we're still being good stewards. We're not just giving the property away. We're getting something in return by partnering with the Redevelopment Commission. If this is approved, then I'll take care of the legal work. We've actually done a lot of it already. John Johnson's prepped that. This has come up before. You guys have seen this before, actually. I just didn't want it to, I just felt it was more appropriate to do it this way and revisit it, because it's just more difficult to just give the property away. This way, we're not giving it away. We're getting something in return that has good value.
Do we have a favorable from redevelopment?
Yeah, they passed this already, so they've done a full-blown resolution.
So are we calling this a resolution?
A joint resolution, yeah. So it'll be
We're calling number
2022.
7, right?
Seven?
Number 7.
It'll be 7 for us, it's
Or
3 for them.
so.
So it's the same language as the redevelopment did.
Yep, we're
Okay.
both doing the same resolution, so.
And then again, that was talked about in the June 20th meeting. And we actually made a vote on that to approve that, didn't we?
You did. I just wanted it to
Yeah,
be
right
clear
here.
in the record because, so the nature of, and it's, believe it or not, I mean, it's harder to do smaller things than it is to do bigger things. But if you could imagine, Mike Rowland wants part of the levy for the redevelopment, or whatever it is. Any property, no matter how big or small, we have to justify disposing of that. Redevelopment can dispose of property if it's an incentive for something that helps redevelop the community. The city is much more bound. So I didn't want the record to be that we just gave property away. I wanted it to be to show that, okay, this was actually a joint project with redevelopment, which is factually accurate. I just think to make a good, fair record, so when people look back on it, they'll say, okay, well, the city joined up with redevelopment to give this property in exchange for them living up top, putting a business in the bottom.
And
It's
this
just a matter of a
has-
few feet, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
much.
And this coincide with that, right? The economic development agreement?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Okay.
And
And
yeah,
does that go through redevelopment at that point?
yeah, that's purely redevelopment. I just wanted
It's
you-
just wanted to show what it was.
Yep, have it informationally, so they've got skin in the game, they've agreed to put the business in, and, so,
Okay.
covers all our bases.
Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve Resolution 7-2022, which is joint resolution for 78 East High with the Lawrenceburg Redevelopment Commission.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Here.
I said second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Okay, next item. Until it's the end of the year.
Yeah.
Janet gets a little longer.
It's listed.
I think you were testing us, Mayor.
I think I might have been.
Yeah.
Anyway, next is the MS4 interlocal resolution and agreement.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Thank you. Please, Your Honor, and the Common Council, City of Lawrenceburg, what you have in your packets is titling an agreement for mutual aid and cooperation between the City of Aurora, City of Greendale, City of Lawrenceburg, and Dearborn County, jointly retain the services of an MS4 consultant. MS4 is municipal separate storm sewers. So, this is a project that's been many years in the making. In fact, there are many communities in Indiana that are already what are called MS4s, and MS4 is basically a standalone storm sewer subdivision that would have been traditionally under the purview of IDEM. But what IDEM has done slowly over the years, starting with bigger communities, is said, you're going to be your own separate independent arbiter of storm sewer and all the myriad of regulations that control storm sewer and runoff and how you prevent that, how you prevent things from going into the storm sewer for the health and safety of your community. Finally, they've kind of gone down in size of communities where we're included. Hidden Valley's been doing this for a really long time. But when they earmarked us as an MS4 community, we took on that. Mario and Mike Clark and now John Johnson anticipated this, saw it coming from a long way away, started to get us ready. We're very lucky in the city of Lawrenceburg. We have a storm sewer department with really capable people in those positions. So what this does is it enables us to partner with the two other cities and the county to really deal primarily with the administrative requirements, because there are a ton of them, all the way down to educational seminars and postings on Facebook and all these things that because now IDEM is not regulating it directly, and we have to take this duty on to regulate our storm sewers locally, we have to take on a lot of the administrative work that would happen, and we have to do an engineering report, and we have to do a comprehensive study. So we were able to partner with the county and the two other cities to hire one consultant rather than us just hiring our own. The costs are going to be split according to population. Anything individual that we need, that we feel like, hey, we just want to do it this way, even if Greendale and Aurora and the county don't want to, we have the flexibility to do that. And we're always going to defer to Mario and to Mr. Johnson to give us our counsel and our advice on how to do that. But this lets us get through as many steps as possible as a team and share those costs. The other good thing that it does is we're going to defer to the county anyway for a lot of these during, and post-construction inspections. That's going to be a big part of this, is how you do the construction inspections to make sure that obviously the new construction conforms to the standards that we've put in place. And they have a full-time county employee that does that. So we get that kind of benefit. So some communities have kind of freaked out and built multi-million-dollar storm sewer companies and new buildings and bought a bunch of equipment and things like that. That's not the approach here. The approach is to do what's necessary, maintain a high level of excellence, and enforce those standards in terms of construction, existing and new, when it comes to storm sewer, but do it in a way that is responsible, makes sense for us. Like I said, we don't want to overdo it, we don't want to underdo it, and I believe that this puts us in that best position. This is an interlocal agreement, so a specific type of legal vehicle that'll be executed by everyone and then recorded.
On the financial side of this, I think if you guys remember, we had an original quote from an engineering firm to get us through the MS4 cycle, and it was around $76,000.
Correct.
And by partnering with the other two communities in the county, our piece of it's going to be around $10,000. So we just thought, that's the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm glad that, we ended up doing that. But anyway, any questions, comments, concerns?
So will this be recurring every year, that we'll continue in this interlocal agreement, or is this something we're gonna kind of re-up and vote on?
We just do it once and then we're locked
We're in
with it.
that. So
We
is
don't
this
have to
also
renew
gonna
it.
be part of the reporting that's necessary? And
Yep.
I think some of it, we had 20%, we gotta do over the next 5 years to get to the full.
Yeah. And the cool thing that this particular group does, this particular engineering group, has led other bigger cities who were already MS4s in the past to create basically coalition. So the Southwest, there's the one that they talked to us most about is Southwestern Indiana. Now we're kind of Southeastern Indiana. They have what's called SWAC. They just made an alliance of neighboring communities so that no one had to reinvent the wheel. One of the big benefits, Justin, is that they're so experienced and have gone through this so many times with how to talk to IDEM, how to talk to the EPA, how to get things through and make sure that we're compliant, that there's no confusion, that we don't have to redo things. So they're kind of old hat at that. So it creates this ongoing relationship where they're just going to get us through all the steps and make sure that we're just totally doing everything to a T.
I'm taking a drink for you. 'Cause it's,
Yeah, that's sound like Lou Rawls.
Okay, if no other comments, questions, or concerns on this, I would entertain a motion. This is 8, resolution number 8, correct, Mr. Fetty?
Yeah, this would be number 8.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to approve resolution number 8-2022.
I'll move, Your Honor.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. The next item we have, Mr. Weldon, is 2022 redistricting recertification ordinance.
Thank you, Your Honor. If it pleases the Common Council and Your Honor, what you have in your packets is an ordinance recertifying the councilmanic districts of the city of Lawrenceburg following the 2020 decennial census. So in 2020, we had our 10-year census, and the way the statutes are written in Indiana is the year following the census, the county takes whatever action they believe is necessary based on the results of that census, And then the second year is when the cities have their deadline to do that recertification. There is nothing, and you'll see outlined in the ordinance that we did, for the first time, establish these councilmanic districts in 1993, recertified them again 10 years later, now we're recertifying them again. So there was nothing in the census data that has led anyone at the county level or any of the cities within the county to change their districts. So I believe it's in our best interest to do the same. There was no data that reflected that we have a need to change our boundaries. And Indiana law just prescribes the way to establish original councilmanic districts. So for a third-class city like we are, you can do 4 districts, or you can do 3 districts. There's 2 different statutes. We're under the 4-district statutes. We have 4 districts, obviously, plus an at-large. And then the statute just says divide them up in a way that makes them contiguous, so they touch each other, makes them not cross, what's the polling thing called? Precincts.
Precincts.
Not cross precincts. Thank you, Mark Emerald. And then be as close to even as they can be in terms of population. So we already have that. Nothing in the census indicated that our population changed in a disproportionate way. So it's my recommendation that we pass an ordinance tonight to recertify the districts as they're currently contained and described.
So in layman's terms, they're staying the same.
Staying the same. Yep.
Thanks, Tommy, for that.
I thought that's what I said.
Yes, just clarification, clarification.
17.
17.
17.
I like that, Tom.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor.
In Tommy terms.
I have a way with
Okay.
that.
Any other questions or comments regarding this, guys? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve ordinance number 22-17, so long as it is unanimous in nature, that we will approve it on first reading tonight.
So move.
Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Todd, you got Sycamore Estates Drive improvements.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sycamore Estate Drive improvements. I guess everybody's familiar with the Waterview Apartments there at the Walmart.
Yes.
And I'd like to introduce the Vice President of the, I guess it would be the Waterview Estates down there. If you would take the podium, introduce yourself.
Hi, Mayor and council members. My name's Kent Maring. I represent the special limited partner in the partnership that owns Waterview Apartments, limited partnership. There's a years-long saga here, as you all well know, with respect to the roadway improvements and the acceptance by the city in order for the city to accept the roadway. A punch list was drafted by the city years ago. It was updated in March 2022. As city council is well aware, we've been interacting over the years with unsuccessfully getting Linkmeyer to do the improvements as he was obligated to do. We took over, and then COVID set in, and then after that, we finally, through working with John Johnson, got vendors available to execute and make all those improvements that were required by the city. So I'm here today just to answer any questions you might have. Mario was nice enough to visit the roadway, as was John, to make sure that all the work was done to code or to the requirements of the city. The only thing that we did not do that Linkmeyer did do were the detention ponds, which were approved by item. Otherwise, everything else on this list, which I have here, I don't know if you ever saw this, but
We just need, I mean, Mr. Maring, thank you for being here. I mean, we just need this to be on a meeting agenda and have the materials in the packets. I mean, we could put that in the January meeting and we'll take a look at it.
okay.
Well, I think
I
everything
know
is
we
in
have
the.
already.
I thought
everything is
that
in
was
the
being
packets,
presented
and
today.
it is on the agenda.
We got a minute.
It's here.
Yeah.
I presented everything to John
This is
earlier.
everything that was asked, and they did.
Okay. It's just not in mine.
You haven't-
Well, I apologize. I thought it went over.
No, there was a,
No, I bet
we
if
got, we got
two-
two packets
two
sent to
packets.
us. We got an
You go to the
initial
other
one and
council
then
packet
a
and-
re-advised packet. I wonder if
Okay.
it was
Yes.
the
Yes.
addition,
That might-
both from,
Now,
Kelly H.
No, you're fine. I just need to look at this. So what Mr. Maring's asking, is that we consider accepting, assuming the roadway. So I just need to take a look at that. I mean, it sounds like,
Pursuant our design criteria, he has met everything that was put out in the punch list.
well, I mean, there's more to it than that, but we can address it at the next meeting.
okay, but if we felt comfortable, could we make a motion to accept upon your review and
Legal review.
I
legal review?
mean, no, no,
You don't,
because I've been dealing with this for a long time.
okay.
However, it happened that it didn't get in my packet. I mean, I apologize. I didn't know that there was an ancillary packet, but
Yes, yes.
I need to
you
be
need to
able
see
to
it.
give you advice on whether you could accept and assume this roadway. And then we can talk about it if you want, but I think it would be better if we didn't. I think it would be
Well, I
better.
think bottom line is that there was a punch list. Looks like the punch list was satisfied, but I think you do need to review it.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did.
And I'll agree with that as well, but
Yeah.
you can very well see this is where she sent a different one.
Okay.
One question I have, and may I ask this, is I went through this and it all looks good. I went down and I seen everything. I noticed the sidewalk some time back and I'm like, that's nice.
Yeah.
But I seen no provisions for lighting. Is there any need for that?
There was no requirement per
No
our spec.
requirement? Okay.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
I know some of the residents down there have been yelling at me, which we have nothing to do with that before, for wanted lighting up through there, and I said,
Well, my neighbors do too, but we don't have any lighting. And it's just
No,
not,
no, that's fine. I just,
not the requirement of the,
if it wasn't a requirement, I understand.
So is this part of just protecting your asset? I mean, that's why you guys had even taken over the improvement, is because this is all stuff that Linkmeyer was primarily supposed to do.
Yeah, the road
Part
has
of that
never been,
agreement.
correct, well, it's never been accepted from day one.
Yeah, we would take this over as a city street now,
Right, so do-
correct?
He was supposed to address that initially, and over the years, and you know the saga with Linkmeyer over the years, we finally had to step in and engage vendors and contractors to get it done.
And you guys paid for it out of
Yes.
your own pocket?
Yes.
Correct.
Correct.
so what I'd like to do then, let's just, so it doesn't leave the agenda, we'll get it on January 2nd's agenda for approval. I give Dell time to look at it.
Okay.
But I'd like to table it, that way it stays on the agenda.
Yeah.
If I could table the Sycamore Estates Drive improvement.
I'll make a motion, we table it, Your Honor.
Second,
A second.
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and we'll have it on January 2nd.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you,
Thank
Council.
you.
Very-
Thanks, sir.
Any other new business? Can't be much more out there.
Again, I think you were testing us, Mayor.
I think so. What about old business?
Hang tight with
I
you.
feel pretty old after all we went through.
Well,
Oh, that's
speak for yourself.
a good one.
Before we get into comments, I just want to remind everybody, we are having council meeting on January 2nd. Although it's a city holiday, we will be having the meeting that night at 6 o'clock,
Man.
right here,
Get time and a half?
right here.
Do I get time and a
Yeah,
half?
you get double time.
Well, thank you.
Holiday.
Do we get double time?
Yeah, yeah, you get.
Cool.
double, yeah. Okay, comments from the audience. Anyone?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I just saw on Facebook, of course, everything on Facebook, you know, is true.
Yes.
I saw that the city was selling the fiber
Mhm.
to Alta Fiber.
Yes.
And I was curious, what made that decision? I mean, what
It was,
prompted that?
it was a business decision by council and myself. We were losing money every month. We have 2 full-time employees,
A substantial amount of money.
yeah, 2 part-time employees, and we weren't even making payroll in the department. We've, in excess of about $2.5 million we've had to invest in the last 3 years in the fiber company itself, and that doesn't include salaries, benefits, things like that. We gave it 5 years, and we've taken it as far as we can take it. The other thing that people, and we all realize, because we talked to Alta Fiber about it again today, but you have to replace fiber ever so often, okay? Our fiber's been in place now for 5 years. We have no we didn't have a mechanism to be able to replace it. Because we weren't able to put in a depreciation fund, to be able to pay for these types of things, because we weren't making the money. We've got 560 customers. We just can't offer what a company like Alta Fiber can. We did the due diligence research and made the best business decision for our residents that we could. You know, sometimes you have to cut your ties, and I don't think what people realized was our rates were higher than theirs are currently.
That's what I was gonna be my next question. What do you
Yeah.
know about the rates? What will
The
happen?
rates are lower than ours for higher speeds. Part of the agreement was anybody that was on the 1999 package currently, which is about 120 of our customers, are grandfathered for 2 years. But also they have what they call a American
Affordable Connectivity Program.
Affordable Connectivity Program, which we weren't privy to. It's a federal program that allows people that are twice the poverty level on their income. So that means a family of four was
$55,500.
$55,500. If they made less than $55,500, they would qualify for a $30 credit on any rate package they wanted to go at. So if they wanted to take the $29.99 rate package that Alta Fiber offers for 100 megabytes, did I say that right? It would be free. Where now they're having to pay $20 a month for 20 megabytes. So we looked into all of that to see how it would affect our customers, and it was the best business decision we could make for both the city and we are customers. All of us sitting up here are customers.
Yep.
So we obviously made decisions based upon what everybody's gonna have to be a part of. And we feel good, very good about it, actually. And I think people, once they get over the initial shock or whatever of something like that, and if they would really delve into it, I think they'll understand it, what the reasons were for making that decision.
I was just surprised because
Yeah.
I hadn't heard anything at any, I come to most meetings.
Yeah, yeah,
Hadn't
well,
heard anything, no
was-
rumor or anything earlier, and just all of a sudden it was a done deal.
well, the rumors have been going around really for the last three and a half years. And really, we didn't start the rumors. I don't know of anybody up here that did. But reality was that we just we can't offer voice and video, Alta Fiber can do that. Our folks-
24/7 service.
What's that?
24/7
Yeah,
service.
24/7 service. They were just they can do more things than we can. Quite honestly, we gave it, like I said, 5 years, and it just it wasn't gonna turn a profit. And it's not because of poor management, it was just because we can't do it with a small municipality and make it profitable. It was a good fit for Alta Fiber since they just finished Greendale. By the way, they finished Greendale's loop and everything in less than 6 months.
I believe
took
they have
us-
all, I
how
believe
long
they
did
have
it
all,
take us?
all
5
right
years?
to.
Yeah, it took
Took
us
us
a long
5 years.
time.
And we're still not done.
And we're still not
we're not
done.
done.
We still have people that can't get our stuff because it's not hooked to their building or apartment building or whatever. And that's not because we didn't want to, we just couldn't get to it. And we don't have the manpower. That
So
kind
I
of
guess somebody will approach the customers and.
Yeah, it's gonna be just a little on the how it's gonna work going forward, the structure of it. Today was just the purchase agreement and a lease that they signed to pay us to rent so many racks of space in our data center. We kept the data center as a city entity. And then February 23rd will be the closing on the deal. All we've given them is the fiber ring that we have and any additional fiber that we have in our inventory. No trucks, no other things went into assets, we kept all those. And then after February 23rd, that's when the money will exchange hands. They'll have up to 180 days to get everybody transitioned. So between now, I explained to our employees today that are a part of this and everything. Everything right now is seamless. It's business as usual. If anybody calls here tomorrow needing internet hooked up, we're going to do it. After February 23rd and during the transition, we'll be working with them to figure out how we're transitioning these folks over. And like I said, they'll have 180 days to get everybody transitioned to Alta Fiber.
I think people are gonna be pleasantly surprised at how easy that process is, that they're not gonna have to call a phone tree and try to get a hold of them. I mean, that's customer support that they have is second to none.
Well, not only that, they're gonna wind up, we're in the Stone Age, we can't catch up, and there's gonna be so much more offered to you guys that.
Well, and we were in a
can't.
position now that we only have 2 techs, and we had a part-time administrative help doing part of her job is doing billing, and we have an IT director that we thrust into this 6 months after he came here. He had a full-time job at IT. If we were going to stay into this business, we were going to have to hire 2 to 3 more techs, a couple of customer service people. Then we have to have 24/7 on-call service, and then plus hire a director. We can't even make payroll now.
Not to mention the continued amount of resources, with upkeep and technology and
Absolutely.
just.
All the CapEx that you have to do on a week, or yearly basis with fiber. Obviously, we got into this, and I think we inherited it, so to speak, and got into it for the right reasons and it was a good quality of life project for our folks, and it'll continue to be a good quality of life project for our folks. It's just that, at some point, you have to make a business decision, and this was the best business decision that we could make for our folks.
So the employees that are dedicated to fiber, will they?
They're in the
switch?
union.
So they won't move over to Alta Fiber?
If they want, they probably have that opportunity, if they want.
Well-
They're looking for techs just like that.
They'll definitely have the certifications
Yeah, oh, yeah.
to keep them up to speed.
Yeah, so if they'd like to, they can.
Well, and if we want our city to keep growing like it is and be the best place possible to live and work, then this is what you have to offer. You want our residents and our business to have the best of the best. And Alta Fiber can take what we built and make it even better. And I think that's, regardless of what it was costing us to do it, we just want our citizens to have the very best that's out there, the most cutting edge technology, and this is what this gives them.
And people will ask the question, well, how come Alta Fiber is interested in buying it from us if we couldn't make a go of it? Well, everything's about volume. You split it out over volume, right? Especially with them coming on, getting Greendale done. They're not done around here. I mean, they're gonna move on from Greendale. But
They already have all of Bright as well.
They
so
can
they're-
do it all over the county. But the thing is I think what people will understand, I read Facebook, people called me today already, and that's fine, I just wish people would ask questions before they just get out and jump to conclusions. And I think we've proven ourselves over the last, I know for me, 7, 8 years, this group for 4 years, that we're not gonna make decisions that haven't had a lot of thought gone into it, and what we think is best for this community. I would, 'cause I would beg to differ with anyone that didn't think this community was in any better shape than it was even 4 years ago. So I hope it's a long-winded answer, Gene, but you asked.
Yeah. I just wanted to know
Thanks for
how
asking
that came
No,
about.
but thanks for
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, thanks for asking questions, because I think that this,
Yeah, I'd rather ask the question here than
Yep.
get on Facebook and get the
Yep.
wrong answers.
No,
We appreciate you doing so.
that.
Yes, we do.
And listen, I can't control that, and we're not gonna
No.
respond on that, and that on Facebook, but, hey, listen, I think, when you see the press release, and then you'll see Alta Fiber's press release, you'll see out in our social media, you're gonna see FAQs that are going out. Also, there's going to be a website that everything directs you to Alta Fiber's website to answer any of these questions. And if people have questions of us, come talk to us.
Well, I'd like to mention too that, you say you didn't hear anything. Well, while we're making this deal, it's all non-disclosure. Dale could explain it probably better than me.
We
So
were
we
under
weren't,
NDA.
really weren't allowed to say anything.
Yeah, there were people even in the city that we couldn't talk to, and that's just the way that but everything from the time it's rolled out is super public. I mean, we pride ourselves most on transparency and saying that our project's your project. I mean, this is your Gene, this is your fiber company. And we work really hard to go that extra mile because we believe that fully, that everything we do, we're doing directly for you and everyone who lives here.
Well, we're not considering selling the utility.
No.
Oh, no.
Hey, you wanna buy it?
No, I don't know.
No,
Mr.
because
Kennedy.
that's why I looked at this. That's why I don't even consider moving out of Lawrenceburg.
Good, we wouldn't let you.
Well, and if we really, on this whole fiber thing, we would have had to raise our rates significantly to even be able to afford to keep doing it. And that wouldn't have been fair to everybody either.
And that's not even adding,
Voice and video.
yeah, the video.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, we couldn't do none of
Yep.
that.
Well, part
Even
of
if
this,
we doubled our rates, it wouldn't have helped us much.
Yeah.
part of this too is how much of this, even since the day we walked in here, 2020, we've been wrestling with this decision, and
Yes, we
it's
have.
been, how much of a distraction has it been, even with LMU when it was all convoluted in the beginning.
Yep.
And, I just feel like we have released LMU from that in the past, a couple years ago when we changed that over, but it's just been a distraction in every aspect of the city.
Well, and I think people will, they just have to get the facts. And I hope, they gotta trust what their elected officials are. We're here to do the best with all the information we have, and that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Any other comments from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
The people in my apartment building, are the city giving calendars out this year?
Yes, they're coming out. Yep.
Tony gives them to me, then I give everybody to film it, cause
Yep,
one year they put them in the hall downstairs, somebody filled the garbage.
Well,
that was Tony.
That was not me.
So Mr. Abbott does that for Fairhaven West, do you do that for Fairhaven East as well?
Yes, I do.
Ooh.
Very good, very good.
Good
Yeah,
man.
they're coming,
Charlotte Brown.
Okay, thank you.
Lee, in fact, I think we expect them in next week, but don't hold me to that. That's,
Tony, you'll give me 30
I'll
more.
get them right to you, hon.
Will those be mailed out?
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they will.
Thanks, Tony.
We're typically pretty good about keeping some extras laying around the city building.
Yep.
So I
We
know
have
there's
them,
still
yes.
a pile of
Absolutely.
22 calendars still right here behind us. So
Absolutely.
they're pretty easy to come by.
I think there's some right there too.
In fact, we had to order a little more because of Whiskey River.
Yep, Whiskey
We did.
River, yep.
We didn't count them in. Okay, any other comments? If not, understand. I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll make that motion.
And a second,
Quick.
I'll
second,
second it, Mayor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Do not